What up, guys? GangstaPranksta here, bringing you the weekly wrestling review for October 1st. What up, guys? Welcome back to the show. If you're new to the show, this is where we talk about everything wrestling. Raw, Smackdown, TNA Impact, Ring of Honor. We talk about it all. Reviews, predictions. You know, if you like talking wrestling, you came to the right place. Welcome to the show. Let's run through the lineup through the show today. We got Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor review. A Raw review, Smackdown, Impact, the ROH made their debut on TV this week. We'll review that. Hell in a Cell predictions, and some wrestling news. Oh, and my Bound for Glory. Yes, today is the week where I talk about my Bound for Glory, how I would do the show. That'll be later on in the show. If we have enough time, either I'm going to put it at the end of the show or I might make a separate video for it. But all the matches that you're going to watch are part of that pay-per-view, so enjoy it. First, we're going to start off with the Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view. This happened 2 weeks ago. I didn't get a chance to review it last week because I didn't get a chance, pretty much. I wasted a lot of time doing other things. But I'm here to review it now. This happened 2 weeks ago, and it was a good pay-per-view. You know, I really enjoyed it. You had some good matches. Even though the world champion was not on the pay-per-view because he was in Japan, it was still a good show. So let's talk about it. It starts out with Kevin Kelly and Dave Prazak. They bring out Kerry Silkin and some Sinclair Broadcasting representative. And they bring out Jim Cornette, and they talk about the pay-per-view, blah, 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 and then they sing Jim Cornette happy birthday. This was not on the actual pay-per-view. This was like the pre-show. And the next match, Grizzly Redwood versus Andy Ridge. This was like the pre-match to the pay-per-view, kind of building it up. So Grizzly Redwood versus Andy Ridge. It was an okay match. Andy Ridge wins. And then the pay-per-view finally started, and the first match was Rhino and Tommaso Ciampa versus Homicide and Jay Lethal. This was a pretty good match. Ciampa and Rhino win. Next was Shelton Benjamin versus Mike Bennett. This is a pretty good match. Shelton Benjamin won. Next was the Bravados. The Bravado Brothers versus Future Shock versus the Young Bucks, formerly Generation Me and TNA. This was a three-way elimination tag team match. This was a good match. The Young Bucks win, and that's really cool to see. It was a really good, fast-paced match and some good tag team action, so I really enjoyed the match. Next, we got El Generico versus Jimmy Jacobs. Good match. No one won. It ended in a no contest because Kevin Steen came out, and he talked a little bit and stuff, and then his mic got cut out. And then Jimmy Jacobs attacked Kevin Steen. They brawl. Steen powerbombed Jacobs on the side of the ring. That was pretty vicious. It looked vicious. And then security and some wrestlers come out. They grab Kevin Steen. El Generico jumps, does a dive onto everybody. Kevin Steen manages to, dodge the dive and gets in the ring. And Kerry Silkin, who's the owner of Ring of Honor, he came out and, he asked Kevin Steen to leave, but Kevin Steen grabbed Kerry Silkin for a pile driver, and before he can hit the pile driver, securities and wrestlers, they grabbed Kevin Steen and they took him out of the building. That was a pretty good angle. It sucks that the match didn't get a finish, but, we expected to see Kevin Steen, and it was good to see him. Next, we got Charlie Haas versus Mike Elgin. This was a good match. Charlie Haas wins. Next was Eddie Edwards versus Roderick Strong in the Ringmasters Challenge match. Basically, this was a best-of-3 match, and each match was different. Like, the first match was a regular match. The second match was a submission match, and the last match was an Iron Man match. So it was a really good match, really good wrestling match. It went like 40 minutes. It was really good. They gave it their all. They beat the shit out of each other, and I really enjoyed this. So Roderick Strong, he took the first match, the regular match. Eddie Edwards won the second match, the submission match. And Eddie Edwards won the Iron Man match, which allowed him to win the whole match. And this was really good. And the winner gets a heavyweight title shot, world title shot. Last but not least, we have the main event, the Briscoe brothers versus the All Night Express. in a ladder war. This was a really good match. This was what it needed to be, a bloody brawl to end the feud, and it was really good. You know, they beat the shit out of each other. Kenny King got the shit beat out of him. God damn, lots of blood. This was an awesome match, and I recommend it. Overall, this pay-per-view was good, especially for $15. It was a really good price for this pay-per-view. And if you'd like to watch the pay-per-view, I'll link the website in the description. It only costs you $15, and you get to watch it over and over again. So I definitely recommend this pay-per-view. It was good. Next, we have WWE RAW. It starts out with Triple H. He comes out and talks about Miz and R-Truth being fired. Vicky and Dolph come out, and Dolph talks about getting punched by Hugh Jackman. Triple H says he'll get security for Dolph when the Muppets come to host a Raw. I thought that was kind of funny. Cody Rhodes comes out and says, why isn't Randy fired for attacking him with the bell on SmackDown last week? And then Triple H says, you know what, you gotta be a man and just beat the shit out of Orton back. And then Christian comes out and says Sheamus screwed him last week. Triple H says it was a lumberjack match and he was doing his job. Christian says him, Cody, and Dolph are gonna sue WWE unless he gets a rematch. Triple H says Christian has a match tonight, on SmackDown and Hell in a Cell. Dolph will defend his U.S. title match against Zack Ryder tonight, and Cody Rhodes has a match in a 10-man over-the-top rope battle royale match. So the first match was Cody Rhodes defends his title against 9 other guys in a 10-man over-the-top rope battle royale for the Intercontinental title. The people in the match were John Morrison, Cody Rhodes, Daniel Bryan, Justin Gabriel, Ted DiBiase, Alex Riley, Drew McIntyre, Sin Cara, Ezekiel Jackson, and Sheamus. It was okay. It definitely could have, if it went longer, it could have been better. But it was okay for what it was. It was just really short. You know, Drew McIntyre got eliminated as soon as the bell rang. I mean, that was ridiculous. But whatever, Cody retains. Next we got Beth Phoenix and Natalya versus Eve and Kelly Kelly. This was pretty good. Beth and Natalya win. Next is Mark Henry versus Great Khali. Match never got started because Henry attacked Khali before the match got started. Next, John Cena comes out and talks about the match at Hell in a Cell, blah, blah, blah. Christian comes out for their match, so it's Christian versus John Cena. This was a pretty good match. Cena wins by DQ. Del Rio and Punk, they were doing commentary, and they were involved in the match and stuff, which is why it was a DQ. It was a pretty good match. It sucked how it ended, though. Next we have Zack Ryder versus Dolph Ziggler. This was an okay match. Dolph wins. Jack Swagger helped Dolph. After the match, Dolph and Swagger attack Ryder. Air Boom make the save. And Teddy Long comes out and says Vicky will look for a partner for a 6-man tag match. So it's Zack Ryder and Air Boom versus Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger. It was a pretty good match. Air Boom and Zack Ryder win. Near the end of the match, Vicky brought out Mason Ryan. And when he got tagged in, he attacked Ziggler and Swagger. So he turned on them, allowing Zack Ryder and Air Boom to win. Next, we got CM Punk versus Alberto Del Rio. This was a good match. Punk wins. After the match, Ricardo Rodriguez attacks Punk. Cena throws Ricardo into the ring. The Hell in a Cell comes from the ceiling and locks everyone inside. And Punk and Cena, they hit their finishers on Ricardo. And Del Rio attacks Punk and Cena with the chair after. So overall, SmackDown's pretty good. Raw was pretty good. SmackDown's coming up. But first, we got TNA Impact. It starts out with Sting. He comes out and calls out Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode comes out and says Sting. And Sting says Bobby Roode worked hard for this match, Bound for Glory. And he needs to beat Kurt Angle. Roode said if he beats Angle and Sting beats Hogan, that they can fix TNA, blah, blah, blah. AJ Styles comes out and says Roode needs to take care of Angle. Kurt Angle comes out and says it'll be AJ Styles versus Robert Roode tonight, and if Styles wins, he gets a world title match. Next, we got Zema Ion versus Alex Shelley versus Kid Cash versus Jesse Sorensen versus Brian Kendrick in a ladder match for the number one contender for the X Division title. This was pretty good. Kendrick wins. The only thing, I didn't really understand about this match is why was Zema Ion in it? You know, he hasn't appeared on TNA in forever. He had one match. Well, he had the X Division thing a long time ago, but after the whole Destination X thing, he had one match on Impact. This is his second match. And it's for a number one contender spot. So I don't really understand why he was in it. I mean, it was cool to see, but I'd like to see him appear more on Impact is what I guess I'm trying to say. But next we got Jeff and Karen Jarrett. They come out and call out Kazarian and Tracy Brooks. Kaz and Tracy comes out and Jeff just shits all over Kazarian. And he talks about giving him a job in TNA and then rehiring him after he left TNA for WWE. Kazarian gets pissed. I think he called Tracy a skank. And then Kaz gets pissed and attacks Jeff. And they brawl and stuff. And then security breaks them up until Gunner comes out and attacks Kazarian. Whatever. Jesse Niels versus Hernandez is next. Match never got started because Mexican America attacked Ink Inc. during their entrance and just beat Ink Inc. down. Next we got Tara versus Madison Rayne. This was okay. Madison wins. But the only thing I didn't like was Madison was flirting with Hebner way too much. She would kick Tara and then go flirt with Hebner. Kick Tara again, go flirt with Hebner. You know, just focus on the match. Just fuck, leave Earl Hebner alone. God damn. But anyways, next we got Crimson. He comes out and calls out Samoa Joe. Joe comes out and says Crimson is his bitch. They brawl and Joe gets the upper hand. Then Matt Morgan makes a save. Blah, blah, blah. D'Angelo Dinero versus Mr. Anderson. This was pretty good. D'Angelo wins after Bully Ray takes out Anderson with Singapore Cane. There was a lot of shenanigans in this match. You know, Devon's kids, Devon, and then Bully Ray made... The only thing that made sense was really Bully Ray attacking Anderson. The whole thing with Devon and his kids, it's stupid. It's so stupid. But whatever. Next they show a really good promo package for Bobby Roode. You know, they're just hyping him up. And in it he's talking about Bound for Glory, Kurt Angle. They have an interview with his wife. I'm gonna link this in the description. I thought it was really good. You guys should check it out. And this led into the AJ Styles versus Bobby Roode match. This was good. Bobby wins. And the end, the huge announcement, Hulk Hogan going to change TNA again for the 5th time this year. So Hulk Hogan comes out and he talks about his career and losing his family and all the back surgeries. And he pretty much says he's retiring, you know. He says next week he's officially going to retire and it will be the last time you see him in the ring. Wow, TNA, really? Really? So this whole year you've been hyping up a match for Sting and Hogan for Bound for Glory, and it's not going to happen? So that whole year that you pretty much pumped this match up, and you're like, you know, it's going to happen, Sting's going to get the company back, blah, 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 all goes to waste. All goes to waste! Yeah, that's all I gotta say. So Bound for Glory is pretty much ruined. One of their biggest matches they wanted to have, they're not gonna have. You know, hopefully, you know, Hogan can't wrestle. His back, you know, he can barely walk. So even if they do have a little match where, I don't know, if they do have a match at Bound for Glory, you expect a lot of interference. Ric Flair, Bischoff, Immortal. But if they don't have the match, this all goes to waste. This whole year of Hogan and Flair and Bischoff and Sting, a huge waste of time and money. My God, you could have used this on, you know, the other talent in the company that could use it. Man, if they don't have a match Bound for Glory, big epic fail for TNA is all I have to say. But I want to move on. We got SmackDown next. It starts out with Booker T. He comes out to interview Mark Henry. They talk a little bit, blah, blah, blah. And then Henry calls out Great Khali for their rematch from Raw. So it's Mark Henry versus Great Khali. This was okay. Henry wins after the match. Henry takes out Khali like he did Big Show and Kane. Next we got Evan Bourne versus Jack Swagger. Pretty good match. Swagger wins. I wish this went a little bit longer. Next we got Sin Cara versus Heath Slater. This was 30 seconds, literally. 30 seconds, Sin Cara wins. After the match, evil Sin Cara is on the Titantron and reveals a black costume and challenges the good Sin Cara to a match at Hell in a Cell. Next we got Kelly versus Natalya. Okay match, Kelly wins. After the match, Beth and Natalya attack Kelly. Sheamus and Cody Rhodes for the Intercontinental title match. Good match. Sheamus wins by DQ when Christian attacks him. Next we got Zack Ryder versus JTG. This was okay. Zack Ryder wins. And last but not least, we have Randy Orton versus Christian. Good match. No one wins. They both got counted out. After the match, Orton keeps attacking Christian. Cody Rhodes comes out and attacks Orton, and Sheamus comes out and takes out Cody and chases Christian away. Mark Henry comes out, hits his finisher on Orton, and then Henry gets a chair, and when he gets in the ring, Orton RKOs him. So that was SmackDown. It was okay. It was pretty short. It went by really fast, and not a lot happens. But next, we got Ring of Honor. They made their debut. Not their debut. This is like their re-debut on TV. Before they were on HDNet, now they're on the Sinclair Broadcasting Network, whatever. Let's just go through the show. So it starts out with Kevin Kelly. He's in the ring and he welcomes the fans to the show. He talks about the main event for tonight, and then he says he's going to bring out someone to commentate with him. That turns out to be Nigel McGuinness, formerly known as Desmond Wolfe in TNA. Nigel comes out and says it's good to be back, and let's get this show started. Really glad Nigel McGuinness is back. I'd like to see him wrestle, but, he has some health problems, so I don't think he can. But he was good on the mic all night, and I'll talk about that more. First match, Future Shock, consisting of Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly versus the Bravado Brothers, consisting of Harlem Bravado and Lancelot Bravado. This was a good match. Future Shock wins. You had some fast-paced, good tag team action. I really enjoyed this match. Good match. They only had 2 matches. It's not a full 2-hour show. This is only a 1-hour show. And so they only had 2 matches. Next, and the main event was World's Greatest Tag Team, Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas versus Kings of Wrestling, Claudio Castagnoli and Chris Hero for the ROH Tag Team titles. Good match. World's Greatest Tag Team retain. And yeah, this was a really good main event. One thing, you're not going to see Claudio Castagnoli in Ring of Honor because he signed with WWE last week, I think. So, this is pretty much the goodbye for Kings of Wrestling, and Chris Hero is supposed to sign with WWE, but he hasn't yet, so we might see Chris Hero back in the Ring of Honor, but I think he's going to WWE. So let's talk about the show. I liked the show. I thought it was a good show. A lot of tag team wrestling. I like tag team wrestling. They did a lot of interviews with wrestlers, like before the match, so the fans could be introduced to them. I really liked that. They talk about the pay-per-view where Davey Richards won the world title. Good pay-per-view, by the way. I recommend that. Best in the world. It's on Go Fight Live if you want to check that out as well. They talk about the code of honor, like shaking hands before the match and after the match. And some problems with it. It was kind of hard to hear Nigel McGuinness talking on commentary. They did a lot of promo packages for stuff. I think they could have fit another match. They could have fit a short one-on-one match, and but that's fine, whatever. And next week's main event, Jay Lethal versus El Generico for the TV title. So if you want to watch the show, and you can't, I think if you want to watch the show, you can sign up for the Ring of Honor website, rohwrestling.com. I'll link that in the description. All you have to do is just make an account. There's different accounts. You can make one for free, or you can pay for one, and that gets you some stuff. But if you just make a free account, you can watch the shows. They come out every Thursday, but the shows air on Saturday, and you could watch it the following Thursday on the website. So that's pretty cool. I definitely recommend it if you can't watch it on TV. Sign up for the website, make an account, and watch the show. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that's about it. Let's talk about my predictions for Hell in a Cell, which is tomorrow night. And it's a blah pay-per-view right now. We got 5 matches. Let's go through them real quick. Sin Cara versus Sin Cara. Man, my prediction? I think Sin Cara is gonna win. No. So good Sin Cara versus evil Sin Cara. I'd say bad Sin Cara, and then they're gonna have a match later on, winner leaves SmackDown kind of thing. So the good Sin Cara will finally win, and the evil one's gone. Blah blah blah. Whatever. I don't really like Sin Cara, to be honest. I haven't liked him. That's all I'm gonna say. I haven't liked Sin Cara. Next we got Beth Phoenix versus Kelly Kelly for the Divas title match. God, this is the third pay-per-view, same match. Will Beth Phoenix finally win the women's title? I hope so. God, I hope so. I'm going to go with Beth Phoenix. Please let her win. And if she loses, let Natalya face Kelly Kelly, Let someone get this done. Next we got Christian versus Sheamus. This should be a really good match. And, I see Sheamus winning. Because if Christian wins, he's going to be like, I want another world title match, blah, blah, blah. So let Sheamus win. Next we got Orton versus Mark Henry in the world title match, Hell in a Cell match. I think Mark Henry's going to win. I think Cody Rhodes is going to come out, cost Orton the title. And they're going to have a feud. And, Mark Henry's going to continue his dominance. And I think, we're going to see the return of The Undertaker on SmackDown that's coming up after Hell in a Cell. I think they're going to show a package for him, just Mark Henry's beating him, Kane, Big Show, Khali, Orton. Who's going to stop this monster? I think Undertaker's the only guy that could do it. So I expect Mark Henry and Undertaker at the next pay-per-view. Undertaker, right? I hope I said Undertaker. I hope Undertaker comes back and it's going to be him versus Mark Henry, and yeah. Last but not least, we have Alberto Del Rio versus John Cena versus CM Punk, WWE title match, Hell in a Cell match. This could be a good match. I'd like to see Punk win, but I see a lot of interference. Kevin Nash, John Laurinaitis, Miz, R-Truth, Ricardo Rodriguez. Fuck, everybody's going to come out. At least that's my prediction. I think there's going to be a lot of interference. I'd like to see CM Punk win, but I think Alberto Del Rio is going to win. Actually, hold on. It's October, right? Next month is Survivor Series. Is it? I don't know. If next month is Survivor Series, then John Cena is going to win. If next month is not Survivor Series, Alberto Del Rio is going to win. So we only have 5 matches. A match I see being added, but they haven't announced it yet, is Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger versus Air Boom for the WWE Tag Team title match. And that should be a good match. Hopefully it's added. So that's my predictions. Let's just talk about some wrestling news real quick. WWE has released Nunzio. Nunzio, he used to be a wrestler on SmackDown and stuff. And I think he got fired and then got rehired as a referee. And then I think he got refired, which sucks for him. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. He was just a referee and stuff. And Gail Kim's profile has been deleted off WWE.com, so I guess that means she's officially been released. I think it was a couple months ago or something. Gail Kim pretty much quit WWE, but they didn't want to release her from her contract, so they just kept her and they didn't use her, and I think they finally released her. So hopefully we see her in TNA, Next we got Rey Mysterio has had another knee surgery in order to reinforce his PCL. Mysterio's already had knee surgery, and he's supposed to be out of action for 6 to 9 months. So expect him to pop up around WrestleMania time. Next was a good, interesting story. You know, I really enjoyed reading the story. So Raymond Rougeau, he's a former WWE Tag Team Champion. Like, he used to wrestle in the 90s and stuff. The Rougeau brothers. Well, he's retired and stuff, and he went on a hunting trip with his friend. And his friend actually went missing. And, you know, he called the police and stuff, and he has a helicopter and stuff, and he helped the police find his friend. And, you know, it's good that he found his friend after, I think it was 2 days. I'll link the article in the description, but it's just a good story how, you know, his friend went missing and then he found his friend. So congratulations, Raymond, you know, and I hope your friend's in good health, pretty much. That's all I want to say. I thought it was a cool story to read. Next, we got Jimmy Uso was arrested for driving while influenced. A police officer noticed that Uso was traveling the wrong way on a street, which led to him getting pulled over. He tested his blood alcohol level was a .18, more than double the legal limit of .08. Uso was released from jail earlier that day on a $500 bond. I don't know what it is with wrestlers and getting arrested while drunk. Man, it's been like every week I'm reporting someone's driving and getting arrested. I hate reporting on this, but people need to smarten up. I mean, look at Matt Hardy. You know, he's in rehab right now. So, yeah. What time are we at? 27 minutes. Holy shit. You know what? I'm going to save my Bound for Glory. I'm going to do a separate video. I'll release it then tomorrow. And I apologize for not including it on this video. I just don't want this video to be too long. So expect that video tomorrow. I want to thank you guys for watching the show. Check the description for everything included. Go make an account on Ring of Honor, their website. Go watch the show every Thursday. What else? Hell in a Cell tomorrow. And yeah, that's about it. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the episode, leave a like and leave some comments on whatever you want to talk about. I read all the comments. I don't respond to them all, but I do read them. And I just want to thank you guys for watching. So have a good week, guys. Bye-bye.
He's looking to put his opponent away right here. The Bruiser with punishing impact. Okay, break. Ouch! I can't believe everything that's transpired. Once more. Oh, the physicality of the Bruiser. We got to cover. One, two, three. The Bruiser wins. Here's your